The customer list is a tool that's available to both upgraded agents and the company as a whole on the admin side. You can use this tool to perform many CRM-related activities, and the admins can also use it for things like mass reassignment. So to see that tool on the admin side, we'll click on our name and click Switch to Admin Interface to get over to the admin side, and then click on Customers and Customer List. Now this is meant to be a list of all the customers in the company, so we can see total number of requests from total number of customers here. By default it shows everybody, but it's only going to pull the last 500 just because of the amount of data we're talking about pulling in here. Now you can filter this list down based on any criteria available under these options. So if I click on Activity, I can see that I can pull down only those that have made recent requests, that were recently added, recently contacted, or recently logged in. And with these I can choose either a preset date range like last 90 days, or I can set up a custom date range where it gives me calendar fields that I can enter in whatever dates I choose. Under customer info, I can break this down by customer name, and I can even go as far as saying spouse's name, and I could say spouse's name contains and just search by a spouse's first name, so that would give me everything there. I can also search by email address, and again I can choose an exact match, anything that begins with, ends with, or contains. So that allows me to really have a lot of fine-grained control over what it is I'm searching for. Same goes for phone numbers, as well as keywords. And keywords are individual words or phrases that I attach to specific customers. Now from here we can also check under miscellaneous, and that gives us a variety of more options. So I can choose whether or not this report will show me both processed and unprocessed leads, or if I want to see just ones that have been processed or just ones that have been unprocessed under here. So if I want a quick list of all the unprocessed leads assigned to a specific agent, I could go here and say, show me only unprocessed leads, and maybe I only want to see fee leads. So I'll say only unprocessed leads with a fee type of fee that's assigned to a specific agent. And I can get back that list very quickly here. Now I can also select all the leads that pertain to a specific office, and anything that came in from an initial request source of a certain request source, so anything that initially came in as a walk-in, for example, I could select that here, or any combination of these fields. Or I can say any source. So the difference between those would be the initial source is when this lead was first added to the system, that's where it came from, that's their initial source. Any source would be once this lead was added to the system, if they made any requests later on, if any request they ever made came from this source, then that's what I would select any source for. Now once I've made the selections I want, I can click on Filter Tools and then very quickly see a summary of all the filters that I used to return the list that I wanted to return. Furthermore, I can actually give this a name and save it. So if this is a filter that I'm planning on using periodically, like if I've set up the recent activity fields the way I want them to, date range wise, and I've set up, I only want fee leads, so I've set up a very specific set of filters that I'm going to use over and over again. I can name that filter and save it, and then I can go back to this page later on and just select from my saved filters, so return only leads that match that criteria. Once I have the criteria set up the way I want, I can just click search, and that'll return all the matching leads, which in this case I was using very specific criteria, so return nothing. And I can click export to return all of the leads that came up here and put them into like a CSV report for me. So it'll actually download that report that I can use elsewhere. So let me reload this page. Now the other things I can do here is I have this little set of binoculars up here. If I click that, that opens up my advanced search options. So this report is designed to be as simple as you'd like for it to be by using just those basic filters, or it can also be very complicated and very robust using these advanced search filters. With the advanced search filters, in addition to searching all of the fields we could search before, we can also implement and OR logic with those. So I could say, show me all that have a date created equal to whatever date I choose, and we'll add an additional rule, and a spouse name that contains Smith. And then we'll add another group and we'll say, or So it's going to say and assigned agent equal to this agent. And we'll add an additional rule, and we'll say or an assigned agent equal to this agent. So now I'm looking at any lead that has a date created here and has a spouse name of Smith attached to it, and it is assigned to either this agent or this agent. And you can see how this very quickly can become a very robust search system to return a lot of different information based on very specific criteria. And then I can reset just to return that to normal. So now if I reload this page, the next thing I can do here with the customer list page is I can click this Select Customers button, and that allows me to multi-select customers. So of my results set here, I can select individuals, just using these checkboxes, or I can click this select box at the top, and that'll select all results. And that should select all the results on all the pages that I'm displaying. So in this case, there are 13 results, but only 10 on this first page. By clicking Select All, I'm also selecting the 3 results on the next page that I can't see. Now from here, I can select an agent and I can mass reassign all of those leads to that agent at once. And when doing so, I can also use these options to choose whether or not I'm going to notify that agent, the currently assigned agent, or the recipient agent of that reassignment. If I leave those unchecked, it will send an email to both parties. Now the next thing I can do here is click Open, and that's going to mass open all of these customers. Now I can see the first customer in this list has unprocessed leads, so that's why I'm looking at this. It's telling me that there's an unprocessed lead for that customer and it needs to be processed before I can view their profile page. But as I click Next, it'll cycle through each one. So this customer did not have any unprocessed leads, so that's why it loads up their profile page here. So from here I can use the information in their profile to contact them if I wanted to call them or send them an email. And then once I've done that, I can leave a note indicating that I spoke to them. And I can click Next, and that allows me to just cycle through that entire customer list. Anyone that's unassigned will show me that unassignment page, but anyone that is assigned, or anyone that's unprocessed will show me that unprocessed page, but anyone that is processed will show me their profile page. And then I could further avoid any of those unprocessed leads by just having this customer list report return processed only. So now it's only going to show me leads that have been processed. So if I run that search, and now I select customers again, select all, and mass open. Now I have only those that don't have any unprocessed leads, so I can cycle right through them. Now this information down here is their complete profile page. So if I wanted to add a saved search from here, save any properties to their account, see their account history, or send them an email, I can send them a new message or send them a new email down here. So all that information is readily available to me here, and as I click Next, I can just run through each customer and very quickly add information to all of them.